When we talk about revenge, it is often characterized as a response towards injustice which has a long history in human civilization. Whether it is Odysseus slaughtering the people who have taken over his house, or the Old Testament that said, "An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth," the theme of revenge has never lost its place in contemporary variation. Even in classic literature from Hamlet to the Count of Monte Cristo to today's Hollywood blockbusters such as Carrie and Gone Girl, the theme of revenge tends to propel the main plot of every story. But revenge doesn't just happen in fiction, of course. Doing bad things and hurting others was justified by certain people as necessary revenge, along with other heinous acts which are supposedly what they think is the right thing to do. But throughout our life, it is quite hard to know whether certain people we meet are the ones who wouldn't take things too personally, or are they the ones who would do anything in the name of revenge. So, here are 7 hidden signs of vengeful people that we should take note and be careful of. 1. They are unforgiving and unapologetic. In the book Beyond Revenge, The Evolution of the Forgiveness Instinct by Michael McCullough, it was mentioned that human minds has evolved its secondary system, which is the forgiveness instinct. This enables people to suppress their desire for revenge and signal their willingness to continue on even though someone has harmed their interests. But in certain cases, this phrase is not really applicable unless they really have put what causes their anger behind and move on. Their resentment is what drives their desire for revenge more than their needs to forgive and get on with their own lives. 2. They think the world is always against them. For every act of wrongdoing or misfortunate things that ever happen to them, vengeful people tend to take them too personally, whether it affects them directly or indirectly. A certain sense of bitterness can be seen from how they view the world. People are always selfish and bad. More people tend to take advantages of others instead of helping each other. All these negative views will cloud their judgment on seeing things in a positive way. 3. They feel the need to display power in every situation. Vengeful people tend to perceive that power dynamics in relationship are the one key that can be manipulated. They believe that by putting others down, they can secure and get whatever they want, even at the expense of others. This could also be caused by how they are being treated before. It could be that someone at work, their bosses and superiors who cause them to feel small or unimportant. In turn, they will project dominance and display of power to others outside that environment. 4. They are high in neuroticism. According to researchers, those high in neuroticism are also likely to seek revenge. At a glance, that seems counterintuitive because revenge is an aggressive act and these people worry and ruminate much of the time, prone to self-criticism and have trouble setting goals and achieving them. But their vengefulness is a product of their inability to manage negative emotions, particularly anger. A certain study in the psychology of revenge showed that individuals high in neuroticism and experienced continued anger and hostility were still inclined to seek revenge 2.5 years after the original transgression. So, if you are dealing with someone who has trouble managing anger, that is totally a red flag. 5. They have a false sense of high moral ground. Whether it is for the greater good or better worse, vengeful people tend to justify their act of vengeance as something that is morally relevant. In the 2008 issue of the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, researchers concluded that people believe revenge will make them feel better and help them gain closure, when in actuality, punishers ruminate on their deed and feel worse than those who cannot avenge a wrong. 6. They have a hard time dealing with past traumas. Past traumas and any bad experience tends to shape our perspective about the future. People who are vengeful will always look at life through a rearview mirror, as the past will be their life compass to navigate everything. This will make them focus on all the bad things that could possibly happen from what they have experienced. In turn, they are trapped in this vicious cycle. 7. They have a distasteful view on any authority figure. Most of the time, vengeful people would assume the worst about others and think that their reasoning is unbiased. They would perceive any authority figures as a threat to their well-being and freedom. This problem could be caused mostly by their childhood experience of having a strict or authoritative parents. Although there are other obvious signs of vengeful people in which we could see, such as the people who fall under dark triad personalities, these hidden signs are the ones we should be on the lookout for, just in case it could harm us or any other people around. Thanks for watching, and if you like our content, hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss our future updates. Until then, we will see you in the next videos.